All right, so you see I got the purple in the background, so we're going to be talking about Pro Tools today, and I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I'm actually kind of shocked on what Pro Tools just did with this newest update, and we're going to talk about it. Bolo! All right, so I'm going to try to do this without any cuts or breaks, so I'm just going to lay my feelings on the line. And you guys know that I've been very critical of Pro Tools over the past couple months. However, their newest move actually kind of shocked me, okay? It seems like Pro Tools, Avid, they're finally listening. And I think they're finally getting what me and what other people were saying is that Pro Tools needs to be updated for what is going on with the times. Now, I get it. I know it's a lot of y'all right now who say that Pro Tools does not need a whole production suite and it just kind of just needs to be where it's at, which I get it. I understand that. But we all know that as time goes on, these programs have to evolve. Because number one, there is a lot of people who are producing their own tracks and are recording their own tracks all in the same program. And we all know that Pro Tools is a little limited when it comes to that. So this was a bold move for them to integrate Splice inside of the program like that. And I'm actually very happy to see that. Now, like I said before in my other video, it's still not quite there yet. There's still a lot of things that need to be updated for it to be like a full recording and production suite. Now, can you produce in Pro Tools? Yes. On my previous video, I did make a track in the Pro Tools, but it needs a few things, and it needs a few things other than just production tools to make it a little bit more streamlined. And while I'm talking right now, I'm going to try to remember the things that I was trying to think about what could make things a little bit smoother. And one of the things was they need to have a button or something to where you can quickly add and subtract tracks. So like in Logic, they have a button right there on the top left to where you can click on it and it'll automatically make a track. Or they have another button that's right next to it to where you can just duplicate that track. In Pro Tools, they do have a quick key, which we all know Pro Tools has a whole bunch of quick keys, but some people just like to click and they like to add tracks like that, and they like to just duplicate certain tracks like that. It's not like it's a must, but it will make it a little bit easier if they did add that feature to where you can just go, click, add a track, boom, you're done, and then boom, add like or duplicate another track and you're done. Just like that. Is it needed? No, but I think it would make things a little bit faster because some people don't like to use a quick key. Some people just like to click. And I'm one of those people who like to click, and there's a few other people who like to click. But is it needed? No, but I do think we should have that option to do that. Another thing, Pro Tools, if it is going to be a production type of situation, Pro Tools needs a real sampler, okay? And I know some of you guys are saying, well, a sampler is something where you sample your sounds into and do this. We get that. I understand that. But in the digital world, we know what we're talking about as a sampler, something that you can sample sounds into, but something to where you can chop up samples and to where you can place your one-shot samples in and then be able to make those one-shot samples into a full sample that can be played across all the keys in a chromatic way, or a way where we can set it in a certain key or something like that, just like the sampler inside of Logic, and kind of like the sampler inside of Studio One. Studio One sampler is not as good as the one in Logic, but the one in Logic, you can take one-shot sounds and then you can convert that to be able to be played across all the keys, and then you can set the poly to it, the the polyphonic to it. I can't talk right now, but you can set that to be mono, or you can play it a certain amount of notes. And then that was that's a way now to where a lot of people are producing inside of Logic by using that sampler. And Studio One has a very good one. It's just that you can't chop up samples inside of it, but you can do everything else with it. But Pro Tools needs that. They need a dedicated sampler. Okay, it doesn't have to be like an MPC style or whatever. It can just be something where we can put our sounds in, manipulate our sounds, and then if we want to be able to play them across all the keys, we can do that. All right. Other than that, maybe a browser to where we can browse our samples and stuff like that as well. If they had a dedicated browser built into the program, that would make things a little bit better. Other than that, we all know the sound coming out of Pro Tools is great. Like, I know some people say, oh, programs sound the same and stuff like that. Just me being honest, and maybe it could just be me fooling myself, but I hear a difference from when I am bouncing out of Pro Tools to when I'm bouncing out of Logic. Studio One is very, very, very close to Pro Tools. Like, I really can't hear a difference, but I can hear the difference between Logic and Pro Tools. Just Logic doesn't just have that, I don't know, it's not as like crispy as like Pro Tools or whatever, but it has like more of a rounded sound to it, but it still sounds very good. Don't get me wrong, still sounds very good. But to have Pro Tools to where you can record in it and produce in it. Come on, if we can get that production side to a level of like how Logic and Studio One and even Ableton is, I'm telling you, this will be a powerhouse of a program. And I think a lot of new generation producers and just musicians will come onto this program so much more, because everybody knows about Pro Tools. It's a household name when it comes to music, recording and stuff like that. But for production, if they can step that up, I'm telling you, there'll be a lot of people coming on board. That's just me personally. I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. And y'all let me know how y'all feel about the direction that Avid is kind of going with Pro Tools. Do you think that they're going to be more appealing to a younger crowd? Do you think that some of the people who have been using it is going to feel like, oh man, they're messing up the program? Or do you feel like, hey, this is a good step in the right direction, and maybe this could be something that could be very positive along the way? So you guys let me know. Y'all let me know how you feel. But I'm actually very excited in the direction that Pro Tools is going in right now. It's still not my DAW of choice right now. I still think Studio One has a slight edge, even though their sampler is not where it needs to be at. But right now, Studio One is probably my favorite DAW to work in right now. And yeah, it's just it's something really cool to work in. And I think that right now, with what Pro Tools is doing, I think that they're trying to kind of catch up with that whole production phase. But either way, y'all let me know. Let me know if y'all are feeling the way I'm feeling, or if y'all think that I'm crazy for the way I'm feeling. Y'all let me know. So I hope this video was informative. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I always say, peace out.